Do you ever try to copy an aesthetic you see on Pinterest, but when you try it on in real life, it just looks off, or you feel out of place or out of your element, or like you're wearing a costume? I've been there, I think we've all been there, so today I'm going to try to help you overcome that. Why do we feel costumey in the first place? It's not just about the clothes, it's a little bit about self-consciousness. I think everyone gets it. You know that joke where if you don't normally wear hats, the first time you wear a hat, you're thinking, everyone knows I'm not a hat girly. But the truth is, no one knows, no one really cares, no one knows who you are, so you should just go out and wear the hat. And I feel like it's the same thing here. Also, when you try a new aesthetic, it's like, it doesn't feel like you yet. This isn't how you typically dress, so it doesn't align with how you see yourself yet. I feel like fashion is a big part of identity. It's how you express yourself to the world. So it can be very intimidating when you try something new and when you try to step out of this box that you created for yourself. You end up feeling like you're playing dress up, and you worry that the people around you will still see you as the old version of you, and you worry about what they will think of the new version of you. It's totally normal to feel that way, and the good news is that you can slowly incorporate your new style into your wardrobe, and the more you wear it, the more confident you'll feel and the more it'll feel like you. The other thing is that when you see aesthetics online, you don't realize that these photos are often highly edited, staged, they have the perfect lighting and filters to achieve their look, and sometimes it just doesn't work in everyday life as well as it does on camera. I think a good example of this is the horror game protagonist aesthetic and the gloomy coquette aesthetic. If you look at photos from these styles, you'll notice that they often use darker and grainier filters on top of their photos. And if you take away those photos, it doesn't really fit the vibe as well as it does with the filters. The filters make up like half the aesthetic already. That's not to say you can't make it work in real life. You definitely can, but you just have to translate to the real world, and if you try one of these aesthetics and feel like something's off, that might be the reason. You might just be missing the filters. Same with the indie sleaze aesthetic. If you try an indie sleaze look without the bright flash photography and the party setting, it might not look how you expected. And again, it doesn't mean you can't wear it in real life, you just have to translate it to the real world. So let's talk about how to do exactly that. My first tip is to ease into the aesthetic and mix it with your current style. You don't have to fit an aesthetic perfectly. Not every single item has to be part of the aesthetic. I say this with love, but sometimes y'all need to chill asking like, does this piece fit the cottagecore aesthetic? Does this piece fit dark academia? It doesn't have to. There's not hard fast rules. The fashion police aren't going to come knocking on your door if a certain item of your clothing doesn't fit your aesthetic. So just wear what you like and wear what makes you feel confident. You don't want to lose your personal style. I mean, I guess it's okay if you don't want to have a personal style and you really just want to fit an aesthetic exactly. But I think the majority of us want a personal style. And you can't do that if you're so strict on yourself trying to make sure that every single item that you're wearing fits your aesthetic. Don't rush to buy new things either. Try to use what you already own, what you already have in your wardrobe, and make it fit the aesthetic that you're going for. You'd be surprised a lot of items that you already have, some basic items, you can make it fit whatever aesthetic you're going for. Accessories can help a lot here as well. I think accessories can really change up the vibe of an outfit. So if you do want to buy new items, maybe try to go for some cheaper accessories first. Just try to bring in one or two elements of the aesthetic at a time and just ease into it. It's a lot less intimidating that way if you just wear some like fairy core jewelry first before jumping straight into a full-on fairy core outfit, for example. It's a lot easier to do it that way. My next tip is that thrifted, vintage items, and small brands are way, way, way better than fast fashion. The quality is usually way better. I've noticed that when I thrift items from the 90s and early 2000s, the quality is so much better than items from today. Even fast fashion brands like Forever 21, their items from the early 2000s are so much better than the items from like the late 2010s. So whenever I can, I try to shop secondhand and go for vintage items, and of course it's also way better for the environment. A lot of aesthetics are inspired by previous time periods as well. Like Whimsigoth has a lot of inspiration from the 90s, for example. So if you're going for an aesthetic like that, thrifting actual items from the 90s looks way more authentic than just getting the fast fashion dupes. So I think that also helps in that case. I also find that small brands with original designs tend to have way better quality as well, because they usually care more about their brand and about their customers than a corporation does. And they also have way more unique designs, of course. Fast fashion just copies from small designers. So it's better to try to go for small businesses and find those hidden gems on Instagram and wherever else you find shops. And let me know in the comments if you want me to share some of my favorite small brands. Tip number 3, it's all about confidence, baby. So try to build up your confidence. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but like I said earlier, fashion is a way to express yourself. So if this new aesthetic is what you feel truly represents yourself, then own it and be confident in that, because this is you. Just ease into the aesthetic. Like I said, you can start by wearing the aesthetic out with just by yourself or with just 1 or 2 friends at first, and then you know, just show off more of your aesthetic to more people as you go, and the more you wear it, the more confident you'll feel with yourself. I feel like it's a lot less intimidating if you just like start by wearing it with your significant other, for example, rather than just like showing up to a party in a whole new outfit. It can be very intimidating, so just like ease into it that way as well. And the more you wear it, the more comfortable and confident you'll feel for sure. And another thing I think helps is taking fit pics. The more pictures you take of yourself, like when you get like good pictures, you'll really be feeling yourself. So I think that also helps. Take some good pictures of yourself wearing your new outfits, and yeah, you'll feel really good about it. Tip number 4 is to focus on the overall vibe of an outfit rather than focusing on each item that you're wearing. So focus on things like the color palette, the overall silhouettes, and the materials and textures that you're wearing rather than in the individual pieces. So look for things like lace, satin, velvet for romantic gothic looks, linen, crochet, cotton for cottagecore, flare sleeves and flowy dresses, and moody jewel tones for whimsigoth, for example. Don't get caught up trying to make sure every single item fits the aesthetic. Just focus on the overall vibe, focus on the color palette, and just try to go for a cohesive look. Another strategy you can try is to find your anchor piece. So every outfit could have 1 or 2 statement elements that set the tone, and that's your anchor piece. For whimsigoth, maybe it's a velvet dress or silver celestial jewelry. For mermaid core, maybe a sheer shimmery top or seashell jewelry. For cottagecore, maybe a puff sleeve blouse or a long flowy prairie skirt. And then you can keep the rest of your outfit neutral or casual. Pair the statement pieces with some more basic elements. So this will just like signal the vibe of your outfit without feeling too costumey if every single item you're wearing fits the aesthetic. Like, it's kind of the same idea as easing into the aesthetic. Just look for 1 or 2 main elements to focus your outfit on. Tip number 6, consider the setting. Where are you going to wear this outfit? Are you wearing it to work or school or running errands or meeting up with friends, going to a casual coffee shop date? Think about where you're going to wear it. For example, whimsigoth again, for the office. You might want to tone it down a little bit, maybe wear some black flare pants and a flowy blouse, and then some silver celestial inspired jewelry. And that'll give that whimsigoth vibe but still feel appropriate for the office. Or for the coquette aesthetic, if you're just going out to run errands, you probably don't want to go full out. I mean, if you do, more power to you, but you probably want to tone it down to run errands. So instead of like a full-on mini skirt and a cardigan and ribbons in your hair, maybe you want to go for like a pink hoodie and some bows in your hair and some sweatpants. Something really chill. There's a time and place for everything, so just take that into account when you're picking out your outfits. My next tip is to personalize the aesthetic with a signature look. So this is where you can bring in a little bit more of your personal style. If there's something you always wear or something you want to always wear, then bring that in. Like a specific hairstyle, a bag that you always wear, or jewelry that you always wear, then bring it into your aesthetic. Anything that feels uniquely you can be your signature element that you add to every aesthetic you try, and will bring that personal style in and make it feel less costumey and more intentional. And finally, my last tip is to be inspired by an aesthetic's overall vibe and energy rather than just copying the outfits you see. What's the feeling behind the aesthetic? Is it romantic? Is it rebellious? Is it dreamy? Try to think about the overall feeling that it gives you, and when you make mood boards, try to bring in that feeling into it. You don't have to just save outfits. You could save items, you could save images, you could save locations that just give that aesthetic vibe to it. And when you pick outfits, dress for that vibe, dress for that mood, dress for that story that you want to tell, rather than just copying the outfits you see. And this will help make it feel a lot more authentic, and it'll inadvertently like add your own personal style to it as well, because you'll start to be more creative and you'll start to think of adding things to your outfit that you wouldn't have thought of before. So just get creative with it, experiment. You might end up inadvertently mixing aesthetics together, and I think you develop a really cool, personal, unique style. But those are the main tips I have for you today. I think it is very tricky to try to wear a new aesthetic without feeling costumey, and the trick is really to just try to take it slowly, ease into the aesthetic while mixing in your personal style, and just let it develop organically. And you know, some aesthetics oftentimes look better on camera than in real life, but that doesn't mean you don't have style. It just means you're trying to find what fits your world. So just experiment, just try to be creative, don't try to just copy outfits, try to use what you already have, and of course try to be confident and try to own your style. This is how you express yourself, this is your identity, so be confident in yourself. Let me know if this helped you out, and let me know if you have your own tips that you want to share in the comments below. Join my Discord server as well if you want to talk with other people who are interested in niche fashion aesthetics and finding your own personal style. I think it's a really great community that we've got going on there. So definitely check it out and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.